if you want to create any block on the page, I have a VF page. I have a VF page. This is my page. In the page, I am dividing header, footer, body. Look at the point. This is the page what I have. In the page, I am creating a blocks. Block 1. We are creating a blocks on the page where block will have some header. If you want, you can also create a footer. What I'm doing, we are creating a block on the page, and the block has header. In the header, you print whatever the title you want. Student. This is how we are creating. Employee, student. So if you want to create a block, the component what we have is page block. What is the component we have? Page block component. What is the component we have? Page block. It will create a block on the page. Fine. So let us see this. Look at this. Here I was creating Apex page block. Apex page block. What is this Apex page block? This will create block on the page. This will create a block on the page. Have a preview. What happened? We got a block. Right, boss? Now in the block, we want to give title. This is a string value. This will be printed on the left corner, page block. Now here I am giving title. Title. This will be printed on the left corner. Employee. Whatever the title I am giving, this is printed. In the first example, I don't have any title. The second one, I have a title. Then next we have help title. Need help? This is a string value printed on the right corner of the page. We have help URL. When we click on the help title, URL, the URL page whose URL is mentioned. help title, help URL. When you click on the help title, corresponding URL will be open. You got here help title. When I click on this, whatever the page I gave, that will be open. Because the page doesn't exist, give a error here. I hope you are good. So what we have? Help title and help URL. Tab equal to opportunity. Tab style. This will specify whose style, which object style should be applied on look at this. All are coming with a blue, this is coming with yellowish. Because look at this. When I click on opportunity, what is the color we are getting? Yes. So the same thing is applied here. So whatever the style that is given to opportunity, give the same style on this block. Tab style. Whatever the style we gave for the opportunity, same style should be open. Then we have dir, rtl, dir. This will specify the direction in which content of the block should be displayed. Direction. This will specify direction which the content of the page should be displayed. Look at this. What is the direction we had? Right to left. So we got employee on the right corner. So what are the possible values we have? RTL, LTR. By default it is LTR. Default values are LTR. Then we had title employee. Then we have re-rendered. Rendered. When I say rendered equal to false, this is a rendered block. This is a rendered block. What happened? The last block is not getting displayed. Last block is not getting displayed. So rendered means should I display or not? Rendered, should I display or not? Rendered equal to false, don't display. So what we have here? Title, help URL, then we have tab style, then we have direction, then we have rendered. Next one we have mode. Mode equal to main detail. What happened? When you generally save any record, if I save any record, how the block is going to be? No background color. There is no background. Once you save the record, is there any background? No background. The same thing is applied here. When I say mode equal to main detail, there will be no background for this element. Are you clear about this? So page block is for what? Creating a block on the page. Page block is for what? Creating a block on the page. I hope everyone is good. So look at the element once again. What is the element? Page block. It will create a block on the page. Attributes like title, help URL, tab style, direction, rendered. What is this rendered? This is a Boolean value. False. Mode. Page will be open. I hope you are good with this example. Right, boss? Everyone is good? Okay. So let us do one example now.
Mrs. Satish?
Yes.
Sorry to disturb you. What is the practical example of this rendered element? Like how would you apply it in a real life?
Using rendered, in some cases I want to display block 1. In some other cases I want to display block 2. Now if I ask you, are you a fresher or experienced? If you are a fresher block should be displayed, in which it asks you which year passed out, which college, which marks. If I say experienced, it should ask you how many years of experience you have, what is your age, what is your salary, what is your technology. Now I have two different blocks. Now only one block should be displayed at a time, depends upon your input. Then what should I do? Hide, unhide. There I'll give rendered equal to true, rendered equal to false. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now display this one. Everyone, clear this example.
May I ask one question, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so you said that mode is equal to main detail. That means there will be no background color like the main page. But,
Okay.
Whenever we are displaying, the example that you were writing, there wasn't any background color as it is.
If you look at this, there is a gray background color here. It is a edit mode. Is it not?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, light background color. Yes, there is.
Edit mode.
Okay. And also, we said that title will be appearing when we use the title attribute. It will appear in the left corner. Help title will be on the right. So I also wanted to know, can we change these settings?
No.
I mean, can we change that to like right? Or
No.
That is it. No. Okay.
Please, everyone create this example. Everyone create this example.
Sir, the tab style is opportunities or opportunity?
Opportunity. Name of the object.
Oh, okay.
Everyone, please build this example. While taking the examples, make it serious, so you don't get the time to practice later on. So everyone make a sincere attempt in writing the example. At least you get 30 to 40% of the subject what we are covering in the class. Everyone create this example. It should be what? Section header, page, section header, followed by page block. I'll go with apex section, title equal to I can open and close in the same line. I also close in the same line. Then I'm going with apex title. You can give anything, but I'm giving here need help. When you click on the title, what is the page that should be open? This is how I have created. This is how we are creating. We had a page block, title, subtitle, page block, title, help URL, and the body of the page. I hope you are good with this, right? Okay. Next, in case you want to create any header for this, footer for this, caption for this. Not only this, any component. For any component, if you want to create a header, footer, or a caption, we had a component called apex facet. What is the component? Apex facet. Using that component, what we can do? We can create header, footer, and facet, like caption. Let me give you this. Apex page block. For that matter, I'll give it. Apex page block, apex facet, name equal to header, have a preview. What happened here? Employee. Previously, when you give a title, it got some style. Now I created the same title here, but it has a different style. Now you need to apply your own style here. So I'm giving here facet. So whatever we are giving in the facet, that is displayed here. Whatever we are giving in the facet, we are displaying on the title. But the problem is, when you define your own title, you need to apply some CSS to get the proper look and feel. Now it is compact. Now it is not getting the same look and feel what we got in the previous section. In the previous example, what we received, look at this. Now what is that? There is a gap. Padding is there. Spaces and padding is there. Where we are not getting this, we need to apply this padding styles. So facet will create header, footer, caption. So let us take this example one more time. Apex facet. Can I give two facets in the same block? Now we got here apex facet. Facet footer. Apex facet header. Apex facet. Now we got here. What happened? For a block, for a block, if you want to create any header or a footer, we can use this. This is used for creating a header, footer, and also caption. Title will come in home. If you give a title, automatically where it is displayed? In the header only. Title will be displayed on the header only. If you want to give anything other than string, there we are getting a title as what? String. Title equal to a string. I don't want a string. I want a button to be displayed there. So what I'm giving, only for the sake of example, I'm giving this. We'll learn this in the next example. Only to tell you, boss, basically this is used. If I give title, only string will be displayed. But here what I'm displaying here? Anything other than string. I want to display a link. I want to display a pick list. I want to display a button. I want to display an image. So if you want to give anything other than string, then title will not be useful to you. Then I have to use something other than title. What is that something other than title? Facet. Are you clear about this? If you want to give a string as a title, if you want to give a string as a header, title is sufficient. If you want to give anything other than string, then I'll use what? Apex facet. Whatever we define in the facet, that will be displayed. Apex facet, name equal to header. Whatever I read within the facet, that will be printed as a header. Facet name footer. Similarly, we have one more. Basically, there is a caption. It will be displayed on the top of it. So what are the possible values we had? Header, footer, and caption. When you say caption, this will be displayed. Generally, for this component, we are not getting this, but generally, this will be displayed where? On the top of the block. On the top of the block, we'll be getting. Okay. Are you getting? Not for this component, any other component. If use for any other component, we get on the top of it. Now this is header. On the top of the block, we'll be getting. Please mute your mics, everyone. We cannot repeat, keep on repeating the same statement. Mute your mics. I hope you are good. So facet is what? This is used to create header, footer, caption for a block. Now, even for the page block, other than text, if you want to print anything, then we go for facet. Name equal to header, name equal to footer, name equal to caption. I hope you are good with this. Now let me define here. To create header, footer, block. Obviously, What else will be there? Header will be there, footer will be there, caption is there. Anything else we can create? There are no three. Attribute. This will specify the location. We want to print. What are the possible values? What are the possible values? Possible values are header and caption. If you want to create, any other, if you want to create any other component, header, or what we can say, if you want to create header with the text, you can use. If you want to print, want to display any other information other than text as header or footer, use. I hope you are good with this example. People are clear? Everyone is good with this?
Satish,
If you want to go with a text, if you want to go with a text, I will use title. If you want to use anything other than title, other than text, I will go with a facet. Anything other than text, I will go with a facet. Now all of you start creating this example. Everyone build this example. Everyone create this? Right. Online, someone is asking a question.
Yeah, Satish, I want to render this page as PDF and print the header on 3 sides, like left, right, and center. Can I use Facet?
No, it will not be suitable. Facet is with respect to a component, not for the page.
Okay.
Only with respect to a component. Right. If someone is typing the message, I will not reply on the messages. Unmute your mic and ask the question. You cannot stop the class to read the messages. If anyone has any queries, unmute the mic and ask it. I will not be able to read your messages and answer. I cannot break the class to read your messages. If you have questions, please unmute the mic and ask. After every topic, I'll be giving a example. While you're implementing the example, you can ask the question. After every topic, I'll be giving an exercise. While we are doing an exercise, you can ask all your queries. Yes. There's someone, Ritu, go ahead.
Just a general question that how many page block we can have on a Visualforce page?
No restriction.
No restriction. Okay. Okay. Thanks.
All of you, please ask your queries. when I'm giving the exercise. Do not break the class. After every topic, I'll be giving exercises like this. What we are doing right now. While you're doing exercise, you can ask the question so that the rest of the people will not be wasting their time. While we are implementing the examples, you can ask me questions. Right. So what this contains, boss? Header, page block, and facet. You are supposed to practice the combinations. Whatever the topic we are learning, try to implement the topic in the same example so that we get the issues.
So, Satish, if you type the name is equal to header and footer, it will actually create the header and footer. If you give some other name, it would not show that value, right?
Exactly. Only these are the three possible values what we have.
Okay, yeah, because instead of header, I put my name, it did not show. But when I put header, it showed. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Header, there is a location. They will specify the location. They will specify the location whether it's a header or a footer location. Yes, Amma, what is your query? The link, there is a command link. Right? People are good with this. So what was that? Let me implement the same example. Now we had effects, section header. Block. Then we are giving some data. This is how we got it. Have a preview. This is how we have created. As I told you already, if you are using a facet, we need to apply our own CSS to get that look and feel. If you are applying a facet, you don't get a standard look and feel. We are supposed to apply some CSS and get the standard look and feel. I hope you are good with this format. Okay. Now, let us go to the next component. We are done with the page block. Now, within the page block, I want to create some buttons. Now, what is the button? How do you create these buttons? If you want to create any button, any component which require user interaction, who will click on the button? I was supposed to click on the button. Who will enter the data in the box? I was supposed to enter. If you have a link, who is supposed to click on the link? I was supposed to click. So any component which require user interaction. Any component which require user interaction. Any component which require user interaction should be defined within the apex form. Any component which require user interaction, any component which require user interaction that should be defined within the Apex form. Any component. Now tell me some of the components. As I told you, button. As I told you, buttons. Button is
text area.
Button is user interaction. Text box, user interaction. Pick list, user interaction. Checkboxes, user interaction. Right. All these require what? User interaction. Who will select the value from pick list? User. Who will select the checkbox? User. Who will select the radio button? User. Who will click on the link? User. So any component which require user interaction that should be defined within the Apex form. Any component which require user interaction should be defined within the Apex form. Okay. Now let us see. Apex form. Apex command button. Value. What is value? The name that should be printed, label that should be printed on the button. When you created a button, some label will be displayed. The label that should be displayed on the button is value. So I give value my button, you're getting the label. Then disabled. When you say disabled, you can see the button, but button is in the disabled mode. You can see the button, but it is in the disabled mode. Similarly, we have rendered. Rendered. When you say rendered, don't display. Disabled means you can see, but it is in the disabled mode. Rendered is what? Don't show the button itself. Rendered equal to true, display it. Rendered equal to false, don't display. Action. When I click on the button, what should I do? Action. How do you open the page? Salesforce.com/Apex/ when you click on the button, what is the action you want to perform? When you click on the button, what is the action you want to perform? Look at this. It's taking you to the particular page. Action. When you click on the button, what is the action? Now look at this. When you look at this, what is happening here? Entire page is refreshing. You're able to see the pages reloading, right? You're able to see the pages reloading. Boss, why should I reload the entire page? Why should I reload the entire page? I want to reload only the form. Re-render. Re-render 1 means only reload the element whose ID is 1. Reload the element whose ID is 1. Re-render, reload, re-render, reload, re-render, reload. Only reload the element whose ID is 1. So what happened? Entire page will not be loaded. Look at this. Now, are you able to see the page is loading? No, only form is loading. That's the reason you are not able to see it. But when I click on my button, entire page is loading. Re-render. Boss, when you click on the button, don't reload entire page. Reload only this block. Only reload the block whose ID is given. I hope you are good with this. So what we have? Value, disabled, rendered, action, re-render. Then I want to go with Apex. When I'm giving a style, what is the style here? Now I can give style. We're applying our own style. If you want to apply any CSS, we go for style. So basically, what is the purpose of this? This will create a button on the page. This will create a button on the page. This is a child component of this is used to create button on the page. Attributes. Value. This is a string value. This will be displayed as a label. We had disable. When set as to, button will be disabled. Default value is false. Then we had the next one. Rendered this is a Boolean value. When set as to, button will be displayed. Then we had next one, action. Action can be a link.
Satish.
Action can be a link. Action can be a link, or action can be a URL. Action can be a link, or action can be URL. This will specify what action should be performed. Action can be URL of a page or method from we also have dir. Dir, this will specify direction. Then we have style. If you want to apply any CSS, use this. Style. If you want to apply, so these are the properties of the component. So basically, Apex command button, it is used for what? Creating a buttons on the block. Now, if you look at this example now, within the block, I was creating Apex page block. Then I'm giving Apex command button value equal to I give value equal to submit, value equal to cancel. When you click on this, where we are getting the buttons? In the body of the block, we are getting the buttons. Buttons are displayed in the body of the block. I don't want the buttons to be in the body. I want these buttons to be on the header. If you look at this, where this is a page block. In the page block, where are the buttons? On the header. Now, click on new. This is a page block. Title. Where is the body? Where is the buttons? On the header. You want the buttons to be on the header, not in the body. You want to display the buttons on the header, not in the body. So how to display these buttons on the header of the page block? Right now, if I give Apex command button, they are getting displayed in the body of the page block. I don't want the buttons to be displayed in the body. I want the buttons to be displayed on the header of the page block. Then what is the component we need to use? Look at the next component what we have. So here we have. Why I'm using Apex form? If you want to use a button, it is a mandatory that we have to write Apex form. Page block. Within the page block, what I was giving? Page block buttons. So page block buttons is a child of page block. So I have created a buttons where within the page block buttons I was giving as a message. What happened now? Where are the buttons displayed? On the header and on the footer. If you write anything on the page block buttons, if you write anything in the page block buttons, that will be displayed on the header and footer of the block. If you want the buttons to be displayed on the header or a footer, we write within the page block buttons. Not only buttons, anything that you write within the page block buttons, that will be displayed in the header and footer. Same example, I was copy pasting it, and I was saying page block buttons location equal to page block buttons location equal to bottom. Then where are the buttons displayed? Only in the footer. Buttons are displayed only on the footer. Same example I am giving here. Location top, right to left. So where are the buttons displayed here? Right corner. So we can specify location top or bottom. If you don't mention top and bottom. Direction left to right or right to left. If you don't mention left to right. So page block button. It is a child of page block. Whatever we give in the page block button, that will be displayed on the header and footer. Now, if you want to modify or specify a specific location, location equal to top or location equal to bottom, direction RTL or LTR. I hope you are good with this. Okay, so let me give you. This is a child component of whatever we defined pageBlock buttons, that will be whatever we define in the pageBlock button, that will be displayed on the header and footer. Attributes, location. This will specify the location of the button. Possible values are location, then we have direction. This will specify possible values are right. This is the basic story. pageBlock buttons. This will be displayed on the header and footer. Look at this pageBlock buttons. In there we are giving command button. I hope you are good with this, right? Now let us take a final example of this. Let me take one quick example. Now create this. There's a section header, pageBlock buttons, command button, facet. All of them together, we have this example. Right. Someone from online is asking a question. Go ahead now.
Mr. Satish?
Yes, go ahead.
Just a quick question. In one of the previous examples, you had used the facet component to put a button in the header. So, what is the difference between that and using this component?
Now, your header is this block. This is your header. pageBlock buttons is this block. Anything that you manage is within this block. This is the title block or header block, and this is pageBlock buttons. This, if you define a page block buttons, they will not come to this corner. Got it?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And one more question, sir. Sorry, just a moment. In one of the previous examples, when we were clicking on the My Submit button, the page was reloading. But I saw that you had not mentioned the action for that button. So how come the page was reloading itself when, even though there was no action mentioned for the button?
No. When you click on the button, action is if you want to perform anything. But when you click on the button, it has a natural behavior of action, right? If you don't mention the action, the page will reload simply. If you don't mention any action, the page will reload simply.
Okay, so in that case, if, for example, if we have a form, and if we don't mention any action, and if the person by mistake clicks on the button with no action, the form will be reset.
Yeah. Form will not reset; it will reload. So when you reload, already the data what you entered is in the cache. The data will be auto-populated.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Someone else is asking a question.
Satish, we can use the re-render attribute with any of the values?
Re-render, no, re-render equal to ID of the component. Re-render equal to, we have to give only ID of the element which need to be refreshed. Only it takes ID of the element.
Okay.
Any other queries from anyone else?
Can there be a ID for a button?
Yeah, we can give ID. ID can be given for any element.
Okay.
What I was doing here. Apex section header. Form. In the form we have title. Now I want to give a title. I want to give facet name equal to footer because it's only text. It's only text. I can go with the title. Then we have effects, pageBlock. We give buttons only on the top. Giving apex command button. Then so we got pageBlock. So we have section header. Always the section header will be the first element in the page. First element will be always section header. Then in case if you are using header, then form, then pageBlock, page block buttons, facet. This is how we have created the page. Everyone is good with this example? People have followed? All the elements are clear? Right? All the elements are clear? Am I clear with this? Next, make it fast. Look at the next. Everyone is good with this, right? See, if you want to practice